I'm Malcolm Gallagher, and from the UK studios of BizVision, you're watching or listening to the BBTV network. I recently had the pleasure of interviewing Will Fugard, the CEO of vitamin drink producer drinkgusto.com, and what an impressive collection of healthy drinks he's created. So I said, come back, Will, and we'll have a virtual tasting session, not knowing how the heck we were going to do it, but hey, these are the strange times. There are 3 BBTV videos in this tasting series. In this, Taster 1, Will take me through the details and the taste of his 2 new Super DC grab-and-go cans. But before we start the tasting, Will, please tell us, what's Gusto about?
Well, lovely to meet you again, Malcolm. What's Gusto about? It's about giving people delicious, slightly more adult-orientated soft drinks. So a delicious soft drinks choice that's a little bit more complex, that a little bit more rewarding, that isn't really focused on the children's palate. But we're also about, where we can, being organic and being very ethical in the way we trade. So 8 of our drinks are fair trade as well, and we buy lovely fair trade ingredients. There's ethical, there's organic, it's plant-based. We don't use refined sugar. So we've got a few quite noticeable points of difference, but the most important thing is they're all delicious.
Oh, great. Now, let's talk about Super DC. And in my hand, I've got 2 of the grab-and-go cans that I'm going to be tasting with you. Tell me what's the thinking behind Super DC?
Well, last February, I went to a trade show in Nuremberg in Germany, and it was just at the time when lockdown was starting to bite, the pandemic was starting to bite, and we went there, and half the trade show stands were empty. There were people wandering around with masks on, which for people in the UK then was still pretty much unheard of. And I really noticed there was something strange going on with the world. We were about to press go on printing 500,000 cans for some really lovely variants of our cola and little cans for the hospitality industry principally, and we kind of thought, wait a minute, this might not be the right timing for this. We went back, we sat in the office, and we just thought about, well, what is more relevant? What's more relevant amongst the team here at Gusto? And we could see that with this pandemic, with this change of the world, with the lockdown, with people staying in a lot, there was a necessity to come up with a drink that actually helped people with their immune system, because the immune system has become a really vital part of the debate now. We know that a lot of people who've got very ill have got so because of compromised immune systems. And if we can create something that's delicious, a drink that's delicious, that calls on current medical thinking, but also some of the more traditional medical thinking, and I'll come on to what I mean by that in a second, we could create a drink that isn't too high in calories, that tastes great, and that actually helps you support your immune system and helps you fend off bugs, or helps you if you've got a cold and flu, have a much shorter cold and flu. And there's science behind it. It's not just whiffly waffly me. We've got some lovely ingredients in here. We've got 2 grams of vitamin C in each of these drinks, which is a mother load of vitamin C. 500 milligrams of that comes from plant sources, from a lovely cherry called an acerola cherry that grows in the jungle. Very high potent source of vitamin C. We're using vitamin D, a vegan vitamin D, which is quite a unique vitamin D, because a lot of vitamin D comes from lamb's wool or fish. So we use a vegan vitamin D because we're aware that many people who drink our drinks are vegan or vegetarian. And we've added other vitamins such as vitamin A and vitamin K and folic acid and zinc, which is another really important ingredient as well in Super DC. So we've got this family of delicious things. We've got really potent, delicious plant extracts, all in what we would call functional levels, so the right level to actually have some discernible benefit. And then we use just fruit juice for flavor and to sweeten. So a very simple drink in that respect. No refined sugar, less than 60 calories. Trying to give people something that's delicious. We looked at the competition. You've got these sort of vitamin drinks out there. They've either got preservatives in or artificial sweeteners. They're kind of something you drink, with a slightly pierced lips. They're like, ooh, medicine. We're not about that. We're a pleasure brand. So can we bring some pleasure? Can we create a sense of occasion around a delicious drink where you want to have it at breakfast? You want to grab it and have it, in your lunch break or whatever, because it's a nice thing to have accompanying a snack, but which delivers these really good immune supporting benefits. And we started work on it in May, and literally this was at the height of lockdown. I was making hundreds and hundreds of drinks in my kitchen with my children around my knees, trying to work out what on earth was going on. And we got quite quickly to where we wanted to be in terms of flavor profile, and then we worked on the design, the branding, and we actually had this drink starting work on it in May, launched it in November. So it was about a 6-month trajectory. And within that 6-month trajectory, we've now picked up some really great listings, both in the UK and Spain and the Middle East and various territories across Europe. We're launching into Sainsbury's stores with these cans in June. We're launching into Holland and Barrett stores with them next month. That's in May. On Ocado in the UK. So lots of really good touch points where people can get hold of them. And what we have found is that people love the idea and they love the taste, and they can see the point of it all, see the point of a drink. We talk of them as drinks with benefits. It's a drink that is beneficial to you, it's pleasurable, and it offers a really lovely benefit. So this is an exciting project for us. It's a slight diversion because, as I said before, we're very much about organic and fair trade. We couldn't make these organic, sadly, just because of the nature of the way they're constructed and the ingredients that are in them. But they are plant-based. They are as natural as we could possibly make them, with no artificial ingredients, and they are they're yummy. They are absolutely yummy.
Well, we're gonna sample too the blood orange and the black currant and elderberry, and I've got to tell you, both are really tasty. But my wife is really into the blood orange, and I'm really into the black currant and elderberry. So happy days here. Yeah, I'll leave it to you. Come on, take us through. Which one we start?
I'm going to start with the black currant because black currant elderberry. It's an interesting drink. It's quite adult. It's quite adult because it's not
good. Right, good.
Quite a grown-up drink.
Yeah.
Lightly sparkling, which is a nice thing. We think we like making fizzy drinks.
And what a smell! What a lovely smell as soon as you open the yes.
There's a lovely. There is a lovely scent that comes off that, and that's again using good quality plant-based ingredients, which actually have that lovely smell to it. What you're getting in this, though, is you're getting black currant juice and elderberry juice. And elderberry juice, it's amazingly expensive, I might add, having realised that after we made the drink. But it's a wonderfully complex flavour. And with elderberry juice, you've almost got some of those wine-like notes that come through. You've got sort of tannins and the Cabernet Sauvignons, and you've got these flavours that you tend to associate more with perhaps a wine than with a soft drink. But what we do know about elderberry is it's incredibly high in anthocyanins. Those are the elements that give you that lovely dark purple colour. And what those do is they really help fight colds and flu and nasal infections and respiratory infections. And there is research and evidence that shows that if you have the beginnings of a cold or flu and you take elderberry extract or elderberry juice, it can reduce the time that cold and flu lasts. So there's a real bit of science behind it, pleasure in the flavour, and we think, a very interesting formulation. It's got a lovely colour.
And not just the science in it, by the way. I remember years ago, and I am talking years and years ago, my grandmother, long since dead, when she used to grow and make elderberry for bad colds. Hey, it was awful, her taste of her stuff. It's not as lovely as this, And she used to hold my nose and force it down me. But but this is lovely. As is lovely. Yeah, very nice.
Well, I love the idea that we've got a bit of a sort of a collision of hedgerow wisdom, if you will.
Yes.
The wisdom that came from your grandmother, with modern sort of scientific medical practice, where we're looking at and we're knowing that vitamin D and vitamin C are beneficial, that zinc is hugely beneficial to people's immune systems. They've been doing some research down at Kent Hospitals Trust, actually with people, dare I say, who are recovering from COVID, and they gave them elderberry extract. This is in an NHS hospital, just to see and evaluate how that could reduce those symptoms. So there is research out there. It's interesting research, and I think to be able to bring a little bit of the hedgerow and some of that ancient wisdom into a can was really the thing that most excited us about this project. So it's not just a cynical ploy by a drinks company just to give you a few vitamins and some flavouring. It's actually getting some lovely ingredients which we know are beneficial and putting them together in a really flavoursome and palatable way.
And also that it takes me back years to way into the country, way in Cumbria, where I used to have to live with my grandmother after my mother died, and I've got some incredible memories coming back there. We better move on to the next one, Will, before the tears start.
Oh,
Right.
Malcolm.
Yeah,
Blood orange.
blood orange.
A
Oh,
lovely thing, blood orange. I mean,
yes.
pure pleasure. And blood oranges are really interesting oranges. We buy oranges from a farmer on Mount Etna.
Mount Etna.
And they've
Wow.
got a really distinct flavour. And the blood orange, which I'm sure all your viewers will know, it's that orange, but it's got that lovely reddy tinge, and it's got this incredible red juice and red pith inside, red sort of segmentation inside, and all of that again is our favorite thing. Anthocyanins, these very potent plant pigments that are very good at fighting free radicals and very good at working in situations around cold and flu. And actually, there's an interesting thing with blood orange is that for blood orange, no two blood orange harvests are the same, and it's all dependent, which is why they grow particularly well up places like Mount Etna, is in the winter you want some really extreme cold, and then during the day some extreme warmth, and it's that extremity of temperature at the top of the mountain between the day and the night that flushes that red color through and gives you that really lovely red blood orange. And some harvests are amazing and you get this beautiful red fruit, some less so, but it's a wonderful fruit. It's got a lovely flavor. It's much more subtle than orange in terms of its flavor profile. There's sort of tastes of berries in there, berry notes, raspberry notes, and it's very, very pleasant. I'm a big fan of blood orange. I happen to have 2 drinks in our range which have got blood orange in. I'll try not to do another one, but no, we like this, and we think in the same way that elderberry and blackcurrant are flavors that we associate with well-being, I think we do with orange as well. That the name Super DC, it's super amounts of vitamin D and super amounts of vitamin C, and that vitamin D, it's a sunshine vitamin. It's a vitamin that we get from the sun on beautiful days like this, and then when we're locked down all winter, we don't get enough of it. And we know the country is terribly depleted of vitamin D, and it actually causes problems. People having low vitamin D levels. So this is a way of solving it with a lovely sunny blood orange.
Yeah, and I love Sicily as well, by the way, and Mount Etna, and that I used to have a very good friend, and her parents had a vineyard on Mount Etna on the side. So again, I'm drifting back. You're going to have to pull me back again. You're going to pull me back again.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad we could create some evocation whilst boosting your
Thanks, Will. I'm all vitamined up and ready for Taster Session 2, which is all about healthy cola. So please look for and watch Taster 2, and don't forget to visit drinkgusto.com for more details about the drinks. Thanks, Will. Let's move on to Taster 2.